You might love a good walk in the woods, but what if that walk was your last? All over the world there are these insane forests where people walk in and then literally never come out. These aren't just scary stories. These are real disappearances in the world's craziest forests. Today, we're counting down the top 5 sinister woods that make people vanish. Forests cover almost a third of the entire planet. They're gigantic, wild, and are hiding secrets we may never find out. Some are awesome, but others have a reputation for being pure evil. In these places, it's like the world we know just breaks. It doesn't matter if you're a pro hiker or just a tourist. People are disappearing in the most insane ways. From the US all the way to Central America, these are the stories of people who walked into the woods and were completely erased. Number 5, Devil's Head, Colorado, USA. Kicking off our list is a place that basically has a giant warning sign for a name: Devil's Head. This is a massive rocky area in Colorado's Pike National Forest, and it is absolutely terrifying. People have been talking about evil spirits here for centuries, but this isn't just a legend. It's home to one of the most insane disappearances in the state's history. Get this, on April 29, 1981, a man named Morris Doc Damitz went to dig for gems with his friend. Doc was in his 80s and had arthritis, so he could barely move. His friend set him up in a spot to dig and went to his own spot just 50 yards away. 15 minutes later, the friend comes back, and Maurice Damitz was gone. And it wasn't just him. His tools were gone too. A huge search started with over 200 people looking for 5 days straight. They even brought in search dogs, but the dogs couldn't find a single scent. There was no struggle, no blood, no footprints, nothing. It's like he just teleported out of there. How does a man who can hardly walk disappear in minutes, leaving zero evidence behind? To this day, the disappearance of Maurice Damitz is a complete mystery and a chilling stain on Devil's Head. Number 4, Mount Rainier National Park, Washington, USA. Mount Rainier National Park is one of the most beautiful places in America, with a giant, incredible volcano. But don't let the beauty fool you, because this place has a dark side. Some disappearances here are just straight up bizarre. You are not going to believe this, but some sources claim over 400 people have vanished in this park. Take the case of Sam Dubal, a pro hiker who went on a trail in 2020. He had all the right gear. People saw him on the trail, and then, poof, gone. After a massive search, the only thing they ever found was his water bottle a year later. And there are even weirder stories, like Elaine Robertson in 1979, who was seen acting confused at a campground in a storm, and then she and her dog just disappeared overnight. Or Ramona Faye in 1995, who vanished, leaving her Jeep behind with blood inside, but her body was never found. These are just a few of the crazy, tragic stories that haunt Mount Rainier, proving that even in the most beautiful places, the wilderness can take you and never give you back. Number 3, Yosemite National Park, California, USA. Yosemite is one of the most famous parks in America, but it's hiding some seriously dark and twisted mysteries. The landscape is insane, but some stories are so weird, they feel like something out of a horror movie. One of the craziest modern cases is Sandra Hughes, a 54-year-old survival expert who went camping alone near Yosemite in July 2020. Her campsite was found completely wrecked, her tent was destroyed, and all her stuff was thrown everywhere. Her car was later found crashed at the bottom of a cliff. In the next few weeks, people reported seeing a woman who looked just like her, barefoot, with a bruise on her face, and she told them she didn't need any help. But the story gets even crazier a year later. A family was having a picnic miles from where Sandra went missing. Their 3-year-old son, Kaiden, pointed into the woods and said he saw a dead woman in a black dress, with blue hair, just like Sandra's. He said the woman was lying on the ground and then just vanished into the trees. A search found nothing, but that kid's story adds a completely terrifying layer to this mystery. Sandra Hughes is still missing, and her case is another insane unanswered question in Yosemite. These stories are absolutely insane, and they prove just how easily someone can be completely erased. If you find these mysteries as crazy as we do, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Let us know in the comments which one of these forests you think is the scariest. Number 2. The rainforests near Boquete, Panama. In April 2014, 2 Dutch students, Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon, went to Panama for an incredible trip. On April 1st, they went for a hike on the La Pianista Trail and were never seen alive again. What happened next is one of the most debated and terrifying disappearance cases ever. Just hours into their hike, they started making emergency calls, but they had no signal. For days, their phones were turned on and off, probably trying to find service. After April 11th, the phones went dead forever. For 2 whole months, nobody found anything. Then, a woman found Lisanne's backpack by a river. Inside were their phones and a camera, and the camera had the most disturbing photos I've ever heard of. They were taken in the middle of the night on April 8th. 90 flash photos in total darkness, showing weird piles of their stuff, a twig with plastic bags, and a terrifying picture of the back of Chris's head. Weeks later, a few of their bones were found scattered along that same river. The authorities said their deaths were an accident, that they probably got lost and died in the jungle. But the evidence is so weird it has created endless theories. Why were some of Chris's bones bleached, while Lisanne's weren't? And what could those 90 photos in the dark possibly mean? Many people believe they were attacked by something evil in that jungle. The case of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon is a horrifying puzzle that we may never solve. Number 1. The Alaska Triangle, USA. Coming in at number 1 isn't just a forest. It's a huge part of Alaska known as the Alaska Triangle. This place is so massive and so deadly that the number of people who disappear here is more than double the national average. It's estimated that over 20,000 people have vanished here since the 1970s. Hikers, pilots, tourists, gone without a trace. The numbers are just staggering. In 1972, a plane carrying the U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs vanished, somewhere between Anchorage and Juneau. This launched one of the biggest search and rescue missions in U.S. history, covering 32,000 square miles for over a month. They found absolutely nothing. No plane, no emergency call, no sign of the 4 people on board. But this triangle is more than just stats. It's a place full of terrifying legends. Indigenous stories tell of evil spirits and a giant Bigfoot-like monster called the Nantinak, which means those who steal people. There's a legend from the 1940s about a town called Portlock, where hunters and loggers started disappearing, their bodies sometimes found completely mutilated. The stories are so scary that entire families fled their homes, and Portlock became a literal ghost town. Whether it's the insane terrain, deadly animals, weird magnetic forces, or something ancient and evil, the Alaska Triangle is the most terrifying wilderness on the planet. A place that doesn't give up its secrets, or the people it takes. From Colorado's creepy mountains to the absolutely massive and terrifying Alaska Triangle, these forests show us how much of the world is a complete unknown. They're places where it feels like the barrier between our world and something else is just gone. Some of these disappearances could have normal explanations, but others leave us with questions that are just impossible to answer. They make you question everything you know and trigger that deep fear of what's really hiding in the woods. What do you think is happening to these people? Is it just bad luck, pure evil, or are there really supernatural forces out there? Whatever it is, the stories of those who walked in and never came back are going to haunt us forever.